Hopefully this will be a great way to celebrate 50 years of the beta format. Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're celebrating 50 years of the beta formats with this Betacord from Sanyo. It's a VTC9300 PN, and this is the second model to be released by Sanyo, the first one being the VTC9100, which I really would have liked, to be honest, but I could not find anywhere. I couldn't really find much information either, or even any images, but I assume it's very, very similar to this. This one, it is a Betacord, has B cord on the top. So yeah, it's sort of quite interesting that it's got the Beta logo, the same as all the other machines like the Toshibas and even the Sonys. But it is a Betacord. And bought this from eBay, and I'll just show you the listing in a minute. I have also splashed out on the belt kit, and there's a lot of belts, as you're probably not surprised with a machine this age, but I've also got the idler tyres, and I also bought the pinch roller as well. I just thought, let's go for it. So I'm really hoping to get this machine working really, really well if I can. What attracted me to it, the listing seemed pretty honest, but like I say, we'll have a look at that in a second. And I have to say, I've never worked on these early generation Sanyo beta machines, as far as I can remember. If I did, it would be maybe one or two, but I don't have any recollection at all of these machines, even ever seeing one, let alone working on one. So this should be fun. So without further ado, let's have a look at that eBay listing. So here's the original listing for the Sanyo, and you see I paid about £6-7 in all. It's rounded up to 70. And the fault with it, spares and repairs, everything works except the keys are jammed. Eject works, but the rest of the buttons you can't press down. Comes with an RF cable, which I don't seem to have, and power cord, which is built in anyway. Lights up, gets a picture, etc., but tapes don't play. It's very heavy. So I just thought, well, I know it doesn't give much information, but it sort of looks pretty straight. So yeah, I'm just hoping, well, it lights up. So I'm willing to take a risk on that. So yeah, let's crack on. Before I do anything, I'm going to change this plug. Already taken the screw out. Having a look inside. 13 amp fuse. Not really unusual, although I'm surprised how many we do see that actually have a 3 or 5 amp fuse. This probably would have been in its time a fairly generic plug. It's got no brand on it, but literally like just a random generic brand. And it even has Empire Made written across the bottom there, so that's quite interesting. Anyway, yeah, I'll get this changed and we'll crack on. So plug's all done, 3 amp fuse. I chopped the old one off and started again. I tend to like to do that these days. So yeah, that's cool. And the other thing I have found, I'm probably not going to need it yet, is a PL259, I think that's right, to phono adapter. Don't use these very often, but I have one. So what I'm going to do is actually connect that now so I don't lose it. And yeah, quite a few sort of the very early machines, like the early Japanese machines, like the VHS as well, had these connectors. So it can be a real pain in the neck when you're trying to sort of power one up. It's, oh, I've got one of those adapters. So okay, don't know whether there's power on the back. I don't think there is. And I don't know whether there's a voltage selector. No, there isn't. 240 volts. Lovely. So I don't know why that would be a thing, to be honest, because obviously they powered it up, but just like to make sure. So let's power it on. So far, so good. That's interesting. I'm guessing the weighting. Oh. So is, oh yes, timing. Sorry, timer. And then off or standby. Waiting. That switch needs a good clean. Okay, so yeah, eject and stops all right. I can feel something might happen. Let me just find a cassette and we'll give it a try. See what happens. Okay, so let's put the cassette in. Okay. That sounds like a slipping belt. So, yeah, you can see there's no action. No, it'd be lovely if it just needed belts. It's sounding very much like it's going to need a service, unsurprisingly. But, I mean, fair play. Pause, waiting. I'm interested to see what the actuator is actually driven by, whether it is a solenoid or whether it is mechanical. Yeah, it sounds as if it's a solenoid, but even that was a bit sort of sticky. So I've got the trick with the early Sonys where when you press play, it puts it to video. I don't think anyway. I can't see that that's going to. No. So you do have to select it. LEDs for the channels. Shall we hook it up and see if it actually displays a picture? Okay, well that's the image paused. Let's press play. We'll take it out of pause. I mean, it is working. Got a colour fault. The colour's trying to come through. You can see it, but let's try to think exactly what part of the chroma that's going to be. It's, yeah, 4.43 maybe drifted slightly at a very rough guess, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so tracking, it is actually pretty much in the middle, but it's obviously with the belts and everything, the speed's a bit all over the place. Mains motor in these, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure how these actually, the servo runs in these either, whether it is a magnetic clutch, basically, or brake. To regulate the speed, the servo speed, but no doubt we'll find out. It does look like colour's trying to break through. I don't know the history of this cassette. Having said that, I suppose let's try actually eject, see if it hasn't left any tape in there. So That's good. Let's just try the colour bars. Okay, so that's now not lacing. Or is that now laced? That's now laced. Yeah, so there's something wrong with it sensing the cassette being in there. Yeah, so yeah, I've got a colour problem. You can see it swinging around. As I adjust the tracking. So furthest right, heads actually look pretty good on this. Back to the middle, furthest left. And colour sort of starts trying to break through there, so yeah, there's a few things that could be. Okay, well that's great. I'm also very intrigued by the clock. It's sort of common to the clocks of the time. Clock set, hour, minutes. Then we've got counter. So it's got an electronic counter, which is pretty cool actually. Oh, that's quite nice. And then the timer, like I say, it's fairly common for the time. Pardon the pun. You've got the timer set, which you can't do. It looks like you have to, yeah, you have to take it off counter, switch it back to clock. Oh, that makes sense. A counter, memory, counter reset, and then that toggles back to clock, so it's uppercase if you like. Timer, set the time that you wanted to come on, and then set the length that you wanted to record for here, so 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or until the end of the cassette. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so I suppose we ought to take it apart and at least get the belts changed and the idler tyres, and just give it a bit of a clean through. No doubt it'll be really dusty. Like I say, I'm pretty confident. Well, I know I can see the mains motor. There's a big mains motor there, which I think drives everything on these. I don't know whether there's also a DC motor for some parts of it, or whether it's all just off clutches and pulleys and whatever. Judging by the belt kit, it probably is just all off that that idler, off that mains motor. So yeah, let's strip it down and have a look. Well, I thought I'd let it play while I did a bit of research on this machine, because like I said, I've never seen one of these before. And just put the other cassette back in to rewind it. Just thought I'd just see what would happen, and it's rewinding, and it's actually doing fairly well. There's definitely a problem with the takedown actuating the lacing, and it's not the motors or anything like that. Belts is literally, I think it's just not triggering not detecting the cassette down to then lace it reliably. So that's that. And the other thing, I found a job card on the side. It's actually in a little envelope. It just looked like a white piece of paper in there. Pulled it out, and you can see here that it's been in storage. Check over. It's from 1992, so 20th of June 1992, and yeah, been in storage. Check over, and I assume it probably had belts, maybe even idlers, because they would have been all available still at that time. So yeah, I very much doubt this would have the original belts in it. I mean, I'd be amazed if they are. I guess we'll be able to tell. I don't know how much this was used after it was sort of retired the first time. But that's rewinding fairly well. I don't expect it to reach the beginning of the the tape, to be fair. I think the torque will get too much for the idler. But yeah, just looking at PalSight, and yeah, quite interesting. It actually notes the colour fault there as possibly AFC adjustment, and probably bad caps as well. So we'll have a look at that. Might just give that a tweak, to be honest. I don't know whether I'll put the scope on it. I might do. I mean, I will do in the fullness of time, but I don't know whether I'll do it in this video. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so first look. 7 screws holding the top on, and they're all the same, which is quite nice. Wow. I just forget how just amazing these old machines are. So, yeah. Wow. FD transformer down there. Then we've got obviously the heads, no fan on the top, even though it's constant wrap. Not too sure what's happened there. Looks like some moisture's got in there at some point, maybe through something's dripped. So obviously the mains motor there. Can't see any other motor. I wonder if everything is driven off the same motor. I wouldn't be overly surprised. There's a big solenoid under there. So yeah, quite an impressive machine, really. It's just nice to see this really old kit and just be reminded how quickly things developed, really. Even 5 years made such a huge difference to machines. Mains input there, lots of filtering, a relay, PAL. So just mind that ribbon there to the end sensor. The other end sensor there, very similar to Toshiba's. Which is quite interesting, I suppose. And don't know. Yeah, I was going to say the head looks a bit like a Sony, but I don't think it is. I think that is, well, it isn't. That's I mean, it is. It's all Sanyo, isn't it? I'm sure some of the chips will be Sony, because that's what they did. But tuning, I assume, IF. Tuner down there, sort of stands to reason. So all of this is tuning, because at the front here you've got the tuning adjustment. Oh, yeah, there's been moisture in here. Got the adjustment tool. Yeah, it's a bit strange, that. So I did just have a bit of a go at cleaning this front panel up, and I can't get this off. I think it'll have to be almost scrubbed off. I'm just worried about taking off the lettering, but I tried some foam cleaner, just a bit of a sample on there, and it's not had any effect on it, so that's good. It's not like Panasonic's. So yeah, it's not an awful lot to see belt-wise, though. Or looks like they're all going to be underneath. Let's click that back down. Looks like we'll have to take the top loading system off, which not too sure. I can see 2 screws there, but I don't think they're actually much to do with. Yeah, it's just the eject. So I have to work that out. I do actually have the service manual, so definitely going to be worth checking that out, I think, just to make sure I don't cause any damage. I've taken the back cover off, and it's just 4 screws, sort of very, very common of the time to do it that way, just a metal sheet. And I did actually, when I was carrying it up to where I do all of this stuff, I could hear something rattling about, and that's what it is. A random piece of plastic, which is more than likely going to be from that top portion So how are we undoing this? It looks like, now this sort of rings a bell because of this very long belt. Yeah, these do look original, you know. Oh, this rings a bell as well. This strange pulley arrangement here. So I don't think they move. They just literally are. Yeah, and the strengthening braces. Maybe I'm thinking of, maybe, I don't know. It just seems a bit familiar. I'll have to look through my videos because it's not that long ago. I'm sure I've done something similar on another machine. Interesting how they've had to lie over the delay lines. Definitely been moisture in here, and it's sort of all dried out, so I'm gonna have to clean all that up. I wouldn't be surprised that's probably what's done the damage with the color issue, because that's looking very much like color processing, definitely signal processing. Got a slide switch there as well for, I'm guessing, record. Can we try that? Yeah. So that's record and play. So play and then record. Not sure what this lever's doing. That would be quite interesting to sort of follow that through. I'm guessing there's another slide switch because it's more video processing. I think it's video processing on that side as well. Looks like a power supply at the back there for the various lower voltages from the mains on the top. Looks like a cable's been pulled through there at some point, interestingly. So yeah, so we've got another mains motor under here. It's like a record player motor. No, I am telling a lie. That is the servo. So there's the mains motor. And that's driving through that belt to here, which is the servo. The heads. This is for the heads. And that will be the servo for it. So it's the same sort of method as Sony used. Static drain there, which is quite cool actually to have that. And then we've got the capstan flywheel there. None of it looks too horrible to change. Take those two off, I guess, and get to that belt. That one, yeah, I'm gonna have to take off the bar there, but that's fine. Just to get to that belt, there's another. Is it a belt? No, it's a tyre. I have a vague recollection of this because I'm sure I've had to do something with this tyre before now. I'm sure I had one dry up and it went all cracked. I'm moaning about this being corrosion. It looks like dried out grease. What grease that would be? It's gone white. It's interesting. It's a bit of a modification, I'm guessing that is. Yeah, you can see there where they've sort of wired it into the capacitor there. Well, there would have been no capacitor. Yeah, some moisture that's been at the back, but it's not really gone very far. There's a little bit of something going on there. But it looks good enough. I think with a bit of a clean and a bit of TLC, you see there's a little bit of moisture there, which has come through the deck. So yeah, that's whitened that grease, whatever that grease is. Say it's a bit odd, but yeah, that's relatively pleased with that. Like I said, it's not. I don't think it's been in the rain or anything. I think it's just been in the damp and something's dripped, like condensation or something. It's just dripped through the front there and on the top, and yeah, subsequently been in the dry for quite a long time, because this is well and truly, this looks old. So yeah, but I'll clean this up anyway, and hopefully we'll be okay. So let's crack on with these belts. So let's get these belts changed. I do wonder about these Argus belts, because they do look as if they're fairly old. Rubber made in Japan. I don't know whether it's necessarily a good thing, but they certainly seem very good quality. So I'm happy, more than happy with these. And I've had lots of belts from Star Components, and they just seem to be good. So yeah, long may it last. So I put the idler tyres back in the pack. I'm not going to need those until we do the top of the deck, I don't think. So yes, the board, by the way, was really annoying me. It just kept falling out and getting in the way, and you know, because it's got the hinge gap. So I stuck a toothbrush in. Keeps the board out of the way, but it also stops it flapping about. So that's really cool, very useful. I know I could have turned the machine around so the captive hinge is at the top, if you like, but yeah, I like it this way round, and it does the trick. So I'll find some music to put on while I do this, and let's crack on and get these belts done. Well, they're all done. Not sure I did them sort of by the book, especially the capstan friction tyre, but yeah, I sort of had to really manoeuvre that to get it where I wanted it to go and get it sort of past the plastic assembly here. But I managed it, and it seems all okay. there are bits of rust there, so I might use something just to protect that. But yeah, okay, let's crack on. So bottom side's all done. I've cleaned off some of the rust as well. I don't quite make out. Well, you can't because it's gone. That's actually really cool. I used some of this Rocket TT Addict Plus stuff, and it does seem really good. So I'd recommend that for sort of getting rid of rust. It's not done so well here, but it will protect it. It puts like a thin layer of wax on it as well, so I won't go any further. But it's actually cleaned that up really well. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with that. Belt's all on. Everything is driving apparently really well. Looks good. A bit of grease there. I've used silicone because it's metal against plastic. That should be fine. Also put a bit of grease under here, which is also a little bit of silicone, which will, because that's into plastic, so that should be fine. And I have replaced the caps as well. So yeah, all of the caps here. And on PAL site it was saying about replacing the caps around here for the this chip. On PAL site it suggests that this chip could be faulty, so I don't know, but there's only one cap up there, so I've done it anyway. This is separate. So I think the next thing to do now, I'm going to put the panel back. We do have through holes there, so I can adjust the AGC as and when. So that's cool with the panel closed up. So next thing's to do the top of the deck and do those idlers, and I've got to work out, well, I'm going to have to look at the manual, how on earth I get the top loading system off, because it's not obvious to look at. So yeah, let's crack on. So it's a couple of days on, and I've changed the caps on that bottom board. I haven't tried it though, but what I want to do next is actually change those idler tyres. So yeah, so before I do that, I've got to get the tape out. Right, super. So I have actually got the instructions on how to take off the front loading system, but I think there's actually quite an easy way to get to where I need to get. I don't have to take the top loading system off, so that will be quite cool. So let's have a go at that. Let's pull the power. It's quite grubby, this machine, so undo the screw on each side. I think it's just, I was thinking there was a washer, but there isn't. Oh no, it's got screws, so I should be able to. I thought it had rivets, but it's not. It's not riveted at all. It's got screws, so that's good. All the same length by the looks, which is good. It's one thing I do like about these older machines. They're a bit like a Meccano set, and I do rather like that. This is trying to come out. Try and do it without straining anything. Okay, and then we've got one screw there. Don't recollect having a counter belt in that kit, but luckily it doesn't seem to. This machine doesn't seem to need it. So self-tapper, black self-tapping screws, just a bit of plastic. And yeah, that's great. Okay, so that belt is not bad. And I'm not sure what that belt actually does, because it goes down to a pulley. There's nothing on the bottom of it. There's like a secondary pulley on it, and nothing there, and I can't see any sensor or anything. What does that actually do? It must go down, there must be a shaft that goes down, and then there's a sensor underneath that. So I can see wires, yeah, that's what it does. So it's going down, and there's a shaft under there. So the idler tyres are pretty worn. That could be interesting to get to. That's the lacing ring by the looks of it. So yeah, I was going to say it looks a little bit too high, but of course it would be, because the lacing ring has sort of different heights on its sort of run round. So that's cool. And of course we've got a new pinch roller, which I think is definitely a good thing. Looking at this one, it feels not too bad, but it's pretty tired. So yeah, it's a bit of rust going on there as well, which I probably should try and treat. But yeah, okay. Yeah, so the deck does have quite a few spots of rust on it. What does the wheels like? Oh, they're not bad. There's a pickup there as well. So there's sort of an opto coupler, be an LED in there. And the pickup's this side by the looks of it. Cool. Okay. Yeah, let's change these idlers. Okay, so I've got 3 tyres. That one's obviously for wind and rewind. Does it do rewind as well, or is it just wind? I think it is just wind. There's this one, which is for rewind and lacing, depending on which position it's in. Then we've got this one, which I assume that's for take up, because that's the clutched one. Yeah, you see it goes down to you just make out where the clutch is down the bottom there under the deck. So yeah, gosh, that tyre was terrible. But how I get it off? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's mount the camera a little bit more suitably, because I'm going to need 2 hands for this. Okay, so that's back together, and well, I say that's back together. All the idler tyres are on. It does look as if they've been changed before, to be honest, because I noticed some little screwdriver marks on the one idler tyre. Bit tricky to get hold of, get that one out But yeah, they were certainly very worn. So that was the lacing rewind, then the fast forward, and then the play one. I mean, I tried to actually break it off, but the crack only went about halfway through the through it. So I mean, it came apart eventually, but yeah, you can sort of just about make out how cracked that was. So yeah, that was pretty cracked. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a little bit of a clean around now, which I'm not going to show on camera. And oh, let's do the pinch roller as well to see what that's like. Hopefully the screw will be okay. Yeah. And just give that a quick clean. So comparing the two pinch rollers, they are the same diameter, same height, and they look pretty identical. So you can see how the new one fits. Underneath looks different, but that's fine. That's just the way it's manufactured. So let's put that on. Does it fit? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I thought for a minute it wasn't going down, but it is. So that's cool. Slightly concerned what's going on with that. That's a bit weird. Oh, maybe this isn't quite as good as I thought. Now, what's going on? So, right, okay, well, something wasn't quite right there, because that is now sitting, yeah, that's now sitting properly. But there seemed to be like, almost like a little bit of metal actually in the, where the shaft would go up through. And the screw wasn't going in. It was just like going all over the place. So let's try that again. Yeah, no, it's still not right. Let's try it that way round. I'm sure it's almost like oh, that's fine. Okay. So I was putting it on the wrong way. It just doesn't seem right to have that like that. That's interesting. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So it has to go with the, because this one you can put either way. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure you can, because there's enough space with the pressed in bit of metal there. There's still enough clearance between that and the actual shaft that it slides onto. So yeah, that's fine now. Okay, I'm gonna just clean this out, and then I'm gonna put it back together, and yeah, we'll give it a try. I could not do that belt. It wasn't. It was just. I couldn't leave it. Basically, it will fail, and probably it will detect it. I don't know. Will it detect it as a fault? Because it has got the sensor, the real sensor. So I'm guessing it's just the counter won't work. But yeah, it's easy enough to get to. So might as well just clean under there while I'm there. So I've given it a bit of a blow through and I've treated the rust, not that you'd know it, but it has been treated. And then so yeah, to get the belt off, it's just literally unscrewing this bit of mechanism here. So just move this bit of plastic and just two black self-tapping, not self-tappers, machine screws. And doesn't appear to be any alignment as other than it's getting it in the right place. And a little bit of black plastic, and that has a self-tapper. Just holding it down basically. And that's all clear. Not a big fan of how they've done that, to be fair, but anyway, I guess it works. And then this has got a little bit of rust coming on it. So yeah, you sort of see it just trying to under the paint there, but it's absolutely fine for now. Okay, and then we've got the top flap. Looks like something at one point might have gone there. It's had some sort of, or the ability to have some different sort of trim. I don't know. But anyway, let's put it back on. So it's fairly clean. It looks as if it's mucky, but it's not. It's well, I don't know what it is, to be honest. So they are actually quite long, so super. Okay, so let's power it on and see how good or bad the deck is. And just get tape. Okay, so far so good. And counter. Fast forward's great. Oh, rewind's great. And let's try play. Okay, so I'll hook up everything and we'll see about this this color issue. Okay, so the star capture. We've still got problems. We'll get a little bit of rolling because it doesn't like running on its side. But let's just try. So it's AFC. So let's just give it the tiniest of tweaks, see what happens. Oh wow, okay. So let's get it back. There we go. That's really cool. Right, well, I mean, obviously it could really do with a bit of an align, but yeah, I've changed sort of the caps in this area. I've changed the caps where the moisture had been, just because I thought that was wise to do, and a couple of others as well. So that's all of them that I changed. But yeah, that's great. We seem to have a pretty good working machine. So I'm going to put all the screws back in and give it one final test, and yeah, we'll call it a day. Okay, so back together. Let's power it on. Clock set. That'll do. Is that? Yeah, we've still got. Yeah, so we still have a bit of a problem with the main switch. There we go. So I think it's just literally, it's mechanical. Anyway, yeah, interesting. So let's give it a try. Let's just start the capture. Okay, so play. And that's really not bad at all. It's actually really good. So tracking furthest left. Tracking furthest right. Yeah, I have to say, I do feel a little bit like this could do with, let's just run this. That's better. Yeah, it could do with like the switch cleaned and the tracking control cleaned, really. Furthest left, it's going black and white. Bit of noise, furthest right. But yeah, that's really good. So very pleased with that. So like I say, I mean, what I'm going to do now is actually give it a good run. And then I'll just check its alignment, but I think it'll be fine. I mean, I'm going to check the cord because I dread to think what that's going to be like. I probably won't show it on camera. Can see a little bit of wobble there as well. But like I say, it needs a run as well. Yeah, but otherwise, I'm really pleased with this. It's come out really well, and what a great way to celebrate the Betamax format's 50th anniversary. It's just like, wow, it's unbelievable, really. So, yeah, that's really very, very cool. Let's just adjust that tracking a bit, see if it makes a difference. But, yeah, like I say, this isn't finished, really, but it is running, and it's great to see it running. And it may well feature in another video, it may not. It just depends if there's anything sort of interesting that I find with it. But yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching. A like and subscribe would be fantastic, and hopefully I shall see you in another video. Bye for now.
Same room, same table.
Same chop.
For you, madam.
Hello?
Oh, hi, Mum.
Jason?
Would it be alright if I have some mates round?
How many?
I thought I'd cook that special chicken thing you do, but it says use chicken stock here.
Chicken stock, yes.
So does that mean real chicken stock?
Yes, Jason, that means real chicken stock.
So will chicken oxo do?
Will it do? Of course it'll do.
Smells fantastic.
It's not bad, is it?
Not
Not bad at all.
I think chicken oxo is made of, Jason.
Her husband.
But we won't let that spoil our fun tonight, will we?
I told her with a little help from the order sale she could transform her through lounge into a veritable palace of good taste. She got a half-price Nevada sofa with 3 years no deposit interest-free credit and a half-price Oriental rug from the huge range at Alders. Now, if we could only upgrade her, Trevor.
Get into the Alders Sale of Sales.